All right, Mac. Now, what I wanted to talk to you next, which I think is like a very integral part of this Birdseye Properties development, and which the previous suitor for this piece of property from out of town failed to do. But what I think that, from the sense that I get, is something that you have made an integral part of making this project happen, has been to incorporate feedback from the neighborhood and the community into, so that they feel like they have a part in this. What are some of the things? What did you do? You had 2 community meetings so far, I believe. What are some of the things, and how did the process go for you to solicit that feedback? And what do you think came? What are some of the good things that came from that?
Well, we had a really beautiful morning, August 8th, the day before the triathlon, and we had Old Cold Tater playing some great music, and we had the gentleman from the brewery handing out samples of their quality, locally made, really super beer, Fisherman's Brew, and we had some very positive input from our neighbors and from people in Gloucester, from downtown, from there were people from Rockport and Essex and Beverly, but there was mostly a lot of neighborhood participation, and it was very positive. We had some real good input about being able to live and work in the neighborhood, being able to, have a job in this property that you could sustain your family with, that there was interest in being able to play on this property. The concept of Pavilion Beach Club, Pavilion Beach Kayak, Swim, Health Club, the opportunity to use this beautiful location in a kind of positive, fun, healthy way. Farmers Market, Melissa Diamond from the North Shore Food Project, definitely part of our future.
Wow.
The potential for the Farmers Market to be here in the concept that a lot of people loved and different people were part of was the concept of a public piazza where we can have a gathering, kind of like the incredible block parties that you're part of having created downtown. That spirit of community that we can share.
So this property that previously really was not open, it's a industrial site, really wasn't used by the great masses of Gloucester, could be a community center. Like if you're talking about a farmers market type of thing, if you're talking about a piazza where there could be community events, if you're talking about one of the things that I heard I thought was hilarious and awesome was the Greasy Pole Hall of Fame.
You bet. Yeah.
Are you really serious about putting that in there?
Absolutely. That's as much a part of this neighborhood and as much a part of an opportunity that we can see that Selby Benson and the phenomena of ass-kicking, greasy pole walking,
Matza Giambacco, Peter Black.
That's such a good aspect of one vignette that can be part of an overall play. Part of which is also this concept of how do we bring vitality back to downtown Gloucester. This site right now is so underutilized. It's an industrial building, has no relationship to Chapter 91, has no water access, has no relationship to the designated Port Authority. There's no reason in the world that this property should be held to an industrial only concept. We welcome the concept of diversity. We welcome part of it continuing. We have a 300,000 cubic foot freezer that's in full operation, owned by Allied Cold Storage. It's filled to the gills and is part of the property. Whether that would become manufacturing space in the future or whether it remains cold freezer space, it's all good. That being part of our industrial base, but the opportunity that we've gotten input on that is very exciting is the concept of doing like the Torpedo Factory in Alexandria, Virginia is a great website to go to and get a catch of a flavor that could be kind of like, a Jeff Weaver Nirvana of Gloucester artists and shops and retail operations, and a destination for people who both live here and who visit here to come to.
So key. I mean, this is something that I keep coming back to it, but it's something that all of us would benefit from.
Sure.
Not just a cut off piece of property that very few people benefit from.
Right.
Every citizen, people from out of town, but more importantly, local people, just like the block parties. Because when we envisioned the block parties, we said, we'll get people coming off the cruise ships coming downtown and spending money.
Local.
You know what? It was all local people.
This is where we live, and this is what we do. And just like when you go to Sicily or to Italy, the community comes out where the people meet. This is that kind of location. And, there was some quality sentiment from people who said, I want to live there. And that's a real aspect of the potential of bringing the population back downtown, and how to integrate industrial, commercial, residential. I had one guy say, I want to sell my lawnmower. I want to get out of my house. Yeah. I want to live downtown. I don't want to have to drive everywhere. I want to be able to walk. I want to be able to bicycle. This is that kind of property. We now have, between our two properties, combined almost 3 acres to work with here on the oldest beach in America, Pavilion Beach, and over this gorgeous harbor. It's an incredible opportunity.
Bring an incredible amount of vitality into a place. Yeah.
Until, previous to 1965, there were 500 people living on this existing property that, for the sake of kind of an industrial concept, were zoned out of their residential experience. And if you talk to anybody who grew up down here in the fort, they miss it. And
my grandfather, when they came over from Sicily, they lived down in the fort.
You bet. Yeah. And my wife and I raised our first 3 children right here on Beach Court, and it was the best years of our life. And the biggest mistake I feel I ever made was when my wife said, let's just stay and not move up to the woods. Let's just stay and expand our apartment into the next apartment. And we were pregnant with our 4th kid, and I didn't listen. And so,
All right. Cool.
It's a beautiful, beautiful neighborhood. It's a beautiful area, and who wouldn't want to live down here, and who wouldn't want to play down here, and who wouldn't want to work down here? And what we believe is that this is a working waterfront, and we can have a deed restricted agreement that says if you rent or buy and you're part of this project, you accept that this is a working waterfront.
And that's part of the sustainability of the project itself, is to have that type of component.
Exactly.
Right?
And
so that everybody can enjoy it.
Exactly. Diversity equals vitality, and vitality equals sustainability. And as we see the economy go to hell in a handbasket, as we are thankful that our lucky stars are located here in Gloucester, it's like, you bet, I will do whatever I can so that I don't have to drive. If I can walk and bicycle, and to live downtown, what a treat.
Dream.
And, urban renewal, we really destroyed our downtown, and it's about time that we recognize that there's an opportunity to revitalize downtown. Look at Portland, Portsmouth, Newburyport. You come down the coast, every other community has gotten it together, and people live and love and work and walk downtown. And let's put it together, because we've got a beautiful, beautiful community to work with, and all we need to do is get it rocking. And so we're looking forward to continued input. We're going to have a big meeting on November 21, the weekend before Thanksgiving,
at City Hall?
At City Hall, 9 a.m. in the morning, and then we're going to have tours of the building with hot apple cider and biscotti after the meeting at City Hall. And we're going to talk about the history and experience of urban renewal, and we're going to talk about the vision of the future and everybody's input up till now. And very exciting.
Great. All right. We're going to take a tour of the building next.